All right, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Pro Engine Vidz, and this is the Ankle Breaker Podcast, episode number 12. Please announce I've got two special guests this afternoon. I've got CJ Moxley, a fellow NRL content creator, and I've got a famous Bulldog supporter on TikTok, one of the biggest Bulldog supporters I probably know as well, Jason David. So, boys, how are we this afternoon? Thanks for joining the podcast again.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thanks for having me on. I can't wait to get into the topics here, and let's flip in. Okay, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I've seen your YouTube videos and you are just killing at the moment.
Yeah, no, thanks. I think, Jason, your microphone's a bit crackly, I think.
Yeah, man. The audio was a bit crackly.
I'll try and, okay, should be okay.
Yeah, no, we'll sort it out later. We'll get into the pod right now. But yeah, this afternoon we've got a couple of interesting topics to go about. Obviously a new rule we're about to explain. NRL is changing the rules again, which I find pretty frustrating. But this rule, I reckon, is going to benefit in a way as well. We've got to talk about a big signing news by the Dolphins. A player who got confirmed to be leaving the club today, joining the Dolphins for next year and onwards. And then, we'll talk about a re-signing, obviously a player from the Panthers, who I'll review in a second, has re-signed the club and, just to talk about that in general. But, I don't know about yous, but let's rip in.
Yeah, let's get into it. Sounds good.
Yep, all right. So, first topic. So, obviously the NRL announced a new rule for this year. I mean, I'm sick of the new rule changes, but like I said, this one might be an okay one overall. A new rule is in 2022 will be when you're inside your own 40-meter line, a defensive team is offside and it won't be 6 again. It will be a penalty instead. So basically, if you're inside your own 40-meter line, you got a penalty. It won't be a 6 again. It will just be it won't be a 6 again. It'll just be a penalty that time. So change that. So CJ, I'll ask you quickly about your thoughts on the new rule.
So is that for when it's offside in your own 40-meter line?
Yeah, mate, it is.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's one of the good rule changes coming in. I think it's going to stop opposition teams milking penalties like in the offside 40, and I think it's one of the best rule changes they've had in a few years. I like it. I'm getting behind it, and I think it's going to stop constant 6 agains, milking the offside. I like it. I'm going to get behind it, man. And I think it's going to change the pace of the game to a better rate, and I like it.
Yeah, no, fair call. Well said. Jason, what's your thoughts on the new rule? Have you heard about it? Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah, look, I agree with CJ Moxley because there's been a lot of teams that have been offside, and so I think they cracked out on this, and the team should learn their lesson.
Yeah, no, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, well, my take on it's pretty much similar to what you both said. I think it's a much smarter rule for the game. Obviously the NRL makes all these shit rules that nobody can keep up with anymore. But this one makes common sense. Like common sense prevails on this one. Because obviously enough. I think with the 6 agains, it's quick enough with the 6 agains and all that. So just take that away and put it back to being a penalty, which makes more sense in my opinion. Obviously the other team will get exposed and will be the ones obviously the one that's suffering the consequence if they were the ones to give a penalty offside. I support that rule 100%. So
makes it a lot more easier.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it a lot more easier as well. And I think for the refs as well, it's going to probably help them somewhat as well, which will be good. But yeah, moving on to the next one now. I know this one's going to be close to CJ's heart in particular, but so this morning got announced that Mark Nichols, the Rabbitohs prop, has unfortunately signed with the Dolphins on a 2-year deal from 2023 and onwards. Obviously, Mark Nichols is a great player. I classify him as the GOAT sometimes. Great player. But yeah, it's shame he's going to be lost to the Dolphins next year for South fans. So, CJ, mate, obviously you're going to have a lot to say about this, and I don't blame you for being mad about this one bit. So, what's your overall thoughts on it?
Well, once again, I think it's South's board. We've lost a lot of quality in Reynolds, Gagai, Sewer, Marshall, and now we're going to lose Mark Nichols, who's probably, dare I say, our most improved player of 2021. I believe he was our starting prop for a while. the season. And, to let go of Mark Nichols when he had 2 more years on his contract is absolutely absurd. This has Wayne Bennett's fingerprints all over it, mate. I'm telling you that now. And sucks that we lost him because he's been such a quality player to our team. He's starting to get into his own. And I think he's going to be really good for the Dolphins. He's going to fit that standard at the club. We're building a veterans sort of army up there, and I think Mark Nichols is going to do really well under Wayne Bennett, who gave him that confidence to evolve into that game. That's a good signing for the Dolphins, but unfortunately lost his loss, and I'm devastated about it.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess as well, he's a fan favourite of the club already, so that makes it a bit more harder. Yeah, exactly. Jason, what's your thoughts on it? Obviously, he's a great player, Nichols, and a bit of a loss for South Sydney, but a good pick up for the Dolphins. We're very good in the forward pack. So, what's your overall thoughts on it?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh yeah. So the Dolphins have signed very good players at the moment. Really, really good. The loss of Mark Nichols would definitely be quite big. When I heard that, I was like, wow. Wayne Bennett was given $2.3 million. Yeah. That's a lot of money, and South Sydney, now with this loss, probably will drop more. But they're still got players in their junior grade, so I don't know if that will affect him, but this loss will definitely impact them. Because to me, he sort of looks like Stone Cold a bit.
Yeah, well, I guess as well, their South's forward depth can be a bit tested as well by losing him. So, it's a bit unfortunate in that way as well. But look, I think it's a smart pickup by the Dolphins. Like CJ said before, obviously it has Wayne Bennett's fingerprints all over the signing. Obviously, he's going to probably try and recruit a bit more players themselves. I'm sure, I know he said that before that he won't recruit any other players from South or anything, but they all do it. They all do it. So
I trust him.
It's going to happen anyway. So yeah, but look, it's a smart signing. I reckon Nichols will be good for experience wise, and will provide a lot of quality in that Dolphins forward pack. But before we move on to the next topic, I just want to ask quickly: do you see Jesse Bromwich and Mark Nichols being that front row combination for 2023? Are they going to be the starting 2 props in your opinion?
It seems so at the moment. I think it's I think that's the current favourite chance to happen. I think if that happens, it's good for experience. It's good for the young blokes coming through the forward pack, and yeah, I think Wayne's going to go with that.
Yep. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, look, I think the Dolphins, are probably going to be a threat with the way they're going. They need a good fullback, a good hooker, and they need good halves. And so far, they've got Felice Gafusi, they've got Nelson from Melbourne, and now they've got Mark Nichols. So not bad for a few signings, not too bad. Have to say, I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, well, it was a slow start with recruitment-wise from the Dolphins, but never sleep on Wayne and never sleep on what he does. Obviously he's starting to make some smart signings now, and I expect a lot more to come soon. And I guess as well, just quickly as well, it's going to affect a couple of clubs during the season as well, because obviously there's going to be all these talk and rumors about Bennett poaching this player from that club or something like that. So it's going to affect a couple of clubs in some way as well.
You got Milford coming along as well, so.
Yeah, Milford, Asako, Kafusi, Stone. So it's not bad recruitment, but they can do better with bigger signing, I reckon, as well, like a marquee sort of player. But yeah, anyway, at the end of that topic, we're going to move on to the next one now, and it's during the week, we heard Dylan Edwards, the Panthers fullback, obviously Premiership winning fullback as well, if you want to put it that way. He has re-signed with the Panthers in another 2 years. Obviously, a couple of years ago, I thought Dylan Edwards, I'm not to be rude, but I thought a couple of years ago, Dylan Edwards was a bit of a shit cunt, to be honest. I really thought he was terrible a couple of years ago. I did not rate him at all. I thought, I thought he wasn't a first-grade sort of player. I thought he was always a backup, in my opinion. But, since I guess, since Panthers have improved, his own game's improved as well, and I think he's definitely gotten better as a player. So I'll start with you this time, Jason. What are your thoughts on the Panthers re-signing Dylan Edwards for another 2 years? Is it the right call going forward, in your opinion?
Yeah, I do, but he's quite prone to injuries.
Yep.
With his foot or whatever it was last season, they need to work on that. If he wants to be at the Panthers for a long, long time, they need to work on his injuries, because otherwise soon, if he keeps getting injuries, he's going to have to retire, and then what the Panthers going to do. But I definitely think it's a good signing. And I definitely do think it's a good signing, and the Panthers need to work on his injuries. If he wants to stay at the club for a long, long time, they need to work on his injuries, for sure.
Yeah, no, well said. I agree with that. And plus, the last couple of years, he's been unlucky with injuries. Like, he's had a couple of now. I mean, he played in a grand final with a fractured, broken foot, and he still played in that, which I find kind of unbelievable, to be honest. But obviously had some sort of medication to get him through the game and all that. But obviously his injuries are a bit of a concern, but he's a great player overall. CJ, I'll move on to you now, mate. What do you think about this by the Panthers?
The Dylan Edwards re-signing, I think it's a very good move. He's now experienced in 2 grand finals straight, so I think that helps, experience around the Panthers side with the young players coming up. Dylan Edwards, he's evolved his fullback game really better since around 2019 when 2018, 2019. He's definitely come back into his own type of game. He's playing more smoothly, less pressure on him. He has, a spine of Coruscant, Kieran Luai right behind him and he has that forward pack to protect him. So, I think Dylan Edwards is the right signing to go forward. He's probably the future fullback of the Panthers. He's still pretty young. He still has a lot more to give, and I think the Panthers did the right decision in re-signing Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that. I think, Edwards is definitely grown as a player as well. He's 26 years old now, so obviously, he's got a couple of years to go in his career. Still fairly young, so I reckon from now till probably, to the end of his career, you'd expect him to get a lot better as a player and become more of a more elite fullback in the game as well.
I think he's becoming more of a leader around the Panthers side, so that's going to help him as well.
No, that's right. And I guess as well, he's got great halves around him, like Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary. Obviously, will give him quality ball. The forward pack's good, and that's obviously need a good fullback, a good forward pack for your fullback to be able to create something. So it's a good decision by Penrith. I reckon it's the right call going forward, and I can see him doing some good things in the next couple of years for the Panthers. I think it's a really good move by the club, and I think it's good. But another quick question before we move on. Just want to ask, do we reckon Dylan Edwards will ever play Origin? Like, do you ever think he'll get to that stage?
Well, with players like Trbojevic and Tedesco now, unfortunately, I cannot see it happening.
No, neither can I, but stranger things have happened. Jason, do you think at
all? With Origin, I sort of agree. They need to have more younger talent coming because Tedesco is getting a little bit older now, and he's sort of lost a step. But they've got really good players up and coming, so they need to have more younger players in Origin, and have the older players sort of help direct them. Yeah,
no, I agree with that. Look, for me, I can't really see him playing Origin anytime soon, but what I would say is he might feature in some of the squads, like I'm saying, 19-man squad or a 20-man squad, might be in the reserve somewhere. That's where I think Dylan Edwards would come first to Origin in the squads.
I think he could come in, if say, Tedesco or Trbojevic gets injured. I'm touching wood here to make sure it doesn't happen, but if that happens, I think he could be a sort of a fill in there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Before we move on to the last one, actually, already, wow, quite quick. I just want to give a shout out to the chat. So obviously we've got people like Warriors and Nrl Fanatics here, and just a quick thing about Fanatics. Actually, he's unfortunately tested positive to COVID-19, so that's terrible news. That's not good at all. Hopefully you get better soon, bro. Myself and CJ conquered it not long ago, so you should do the exact same, mate. And get well soon. Got also Jay Lockyer in the chat. We've got Luke England cricket fan in the chat. USA Rebel Jason Reader, good to see you, mate, as well. We've got a couple of people watching the stream, so like CJ's in the chat as well. And like I'll say right now, make sure you like the stream. Would be greatly appreciated if you can. And hopefully you're all enjoying the podcast so far. But We go to the last topic now. It's a bit of a one about, both you boys' clubs, obviously Bulldogs and Souths. Yeah. Jason. Who do you think would be the biggest signing for the Bulldogs in your opinion? Like out of Addo Burden, Naden, Pango Jr., and the rest, who do you think is the biggest signing for the Bulldogs, and who will have the biggest impact for the club as well, in your opinion?
This is going to be an interesting question because we've signed a lot of good talent. I'd say Addo and Burden. I was reading articles, and Josh Addo believes that he's come at the right time. He knows that the club has been through, the past few seasons have been really, really crap. He believes that there can be a top 8, potentially a top 4 side. And I was also reading articles that Trent Barry saying that he brings this sort of spunk that the Dogs have been missing, which I agree. Burden, people saying there's been a lot of pressure on him, but he will do fine. Last year when he made his debut for Penrith and he was covering Nathan Cleary, people saying how will he do? But he actually did fine. People putting pressure on Burner. I think he'll be fine. He'll probably slot in the halves with Avarillo. Addo will vibe with Dusty, Naden, Shop, Ockenball, Pangai Jr., Paul Vaughan will be the Thompson will be the wrecking ball for the club. I reckon for the Bulldogs, they got really good signs for South. Probably Michael Cheekham for me. Michael Cheekham. Because they don't really have any other good signs apart from Michael Cheekham. That's my
one. Just quickly, Jason, as well. I'm still trying to figure out who the Bulldogs halfback will be for the upcoming season. So, look, I reckon Bailey Beyond Yoda is a great young player, and I think he actually will get a start soon at halfback. I don't know what you think about that, but I really think he's got potential.
What I think they should do is with the NRL trials, they should experiment on the half. So they should have for one first half, have one pairing for the second half, have a different pairing. See how it works and see what would work. So let's say I know we play Newcastle and Cronulla, so you have Burden and Avarillo, then you have Burden beyond the Odo. Then for the next game you mix the halves so you can see who can work better. But I reckon if Avarillo or Burden gets injured, Bailey beyond the Odo will just slot in like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I really think Beyond Yoda is a special talent. I've seen last season the games he played off the bench. I really think he's a great player, and I really rate him highly. I really think he's in for a big season at the Dogs and gets the game time he should hopefully get. So CJ, mate, obviously your boys now, the Rabbitohs. Who do you say is the biggest signing, and who will have the biggest impact for the club in 2022, in your opinion?
Well, like Jason said, I'm going to have to go with Michael Cheekham. He's kind of broken our hearts a couple of times when he has the Tigers. He's a very speedy player. I think he'll be in the 17. Whether he makes the 13, probably not. But I think he can come off the bench and provide that speed, when some of our backs are tired. And I think that Isaiah Tass kid is going to come good. He's going to come pretty great, really good, yeah. I'm really excited to see that happen again.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Isaiah Tass, actually. He was at the Bulldogs for a bit, then he was at the Broncos, and he's moved around quite a bit, but hopefully, he gets a home at South and gets some game time, it would be good to see.
Severely, he should be a good utility when Damien Cook's out and Peter Mamazollis. So.
Yeah, I nearly forgot about that, actually. I nearly forgot he actually signed with South, actually, yeah. He's an all right player, I reckon. He should be good for just a bit of depth from that position, Now, I can't really say one because Manly only saw one player, and that's Ethan Bullymore, so I can't really say anything there.
It's a good addition.
It's a good addition, exactly, because he's young, and I guess, it's a bit of a loss to the Broncos. I remember when he left left the Broncos, all the fans were pretty upset. They were fuming about it. They were saying that, this is going to be a loss that'll be costly for a long time and all that. So, hopefully it's a good pickup for us. Hopefully he gets some game time, and he should, because he wouldn't have signed a 3 or 2 year contract without he wouldn't have signed a 2 year contract to play reserve grade, obviously. So
yeah, exactly. And I know Des rates him also.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, so I reckon it's a good buy for us. But I think Bulldogs have recruited very well of the players they've signed, and I think South, they've made some smart signings in terms of depth. So yeah, no, I think they've both done well in that sort of area.
Yeah, I think most of our signings are depth signings there. I think that's good in the long run.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, since we near the end of the show, I just want to quickly ask you both, just quickly, since since the NRL's coming back up soon, what games do you boys plan to go to? Because obviously there's a lot of good games coming up for, I guess, all our clubs early on. Obviously, me and CJ have talked about going to a game up at the Central Coast when Manly plays Souths.
Round 8, yeah.
Round 8, yeah. So, yeah, like what games do you plan to go to? Like, Jason, like, for example, how many Bulldogs games do you reckon you'll go to? What ones do you know you'll be going to?
Japan, maybe 12 plus. Definitely a few games I've got in mind already. Round 2 when we play Broncos. Penrith when we played them at home. The Good Friday clash between South and Canterbury. There's always been hostile games between those.
I'll be there.
Clubs. It's either been floggings, close ones, or 1 point. It's been floggings. It's been very, very controversial over the last few years between Canterbury and South, and I'm definitely looking forward to round 12 when the Doggies take on the Dragons at Belmore. That's one game I'm definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm very close to Belmore, so I might consider a trip there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, CJ mate. What games do you plan to go to from South?
Oh, definitely. This is already secured. I'll be at round 3 against the Sydney Roosters, the rivalry game, and the Trolleys back. So I'm really looking forward to being in that atmosphere. I'll be at Good Friday, like Jason. I'll be at the Good Friday game between South Sydney and Canterbury Bankstown. I'll be at round 8. And the big one, I'll be at Magic Round. So I'm really looking forward to that up in Brisbane this year.
Yeah, I was going to ask, Jason, are you going to Magic Round at all this year or not?
Sorry, what?
Are you going to Magic Round this year at all or not?
No, I don't really like Magic Round that much. I don't know why. I just don't really vibe it. Like, it's an okay round, but I just don't really like it. Like, they should have something in Sydney for that as well.
Yeah. I think they're going to have it. I think it's last year in Brisbane they're going to have Magic Round actually. Because I think
they'll probably share it around.
Yeah, they will share it around definitely. I mean, I can't see it being in Brisbane forever. They're going to probably move it to New Zealand once the borders open up in New Zealand. Once COVID sort of eased a bit, I think it's going to be played there as well. Would be good for the fans of New Zealand as well. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Magic Round. I'll be there in attendance as well for that as well. But yeah, look, for Manly games, I'll be at a couple. I'll try to go to like some early on, like Manly Bulldogs round 3. I was speaking to Jason in the green room about this as well. Like if you'll be going to it. I mean, Manly's a bit of a trip and there's a bit of traffic, but sometimes if there's no traffic, it's pretty good. So I might consider going to that one as well. First home game of the year, of course, as well, which is going to be good. So yeah, I might consider going to that. And obviously, Magic Round. I met all the other lads there as well. Probably some games like at Central Coast. Like obviously we play Souths there, but I think we play. I think we're going to play like there later in the year as well. I'm not sure against who, but we're going to play there again later. So I'll see if I can get up there again. But no, I'll be at a couple of games this year. Won't be just Manly games.
You should be playing the Roosters in round 2, but obviously the venue changed.
What a fucking rip-off, eh? Like moving to the SCG. Yeah. And plus, that was a mutual home game for us as well. Like that's like a mutual home game for us as well.
Yeah.
I can't stand that, but unfortunately, it is what it is. But yeah. Before we wrap up the show, now Jason, if you want, I just want to get this for the viewers. Can you please say "Go the Bulldogs" live, please, if you can?
Or the Go to Bulldogs thing.
Yeah, if you can.
Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna be nice to you. I'm actually going to shout your YouTube channel out on my TikTok.
Oh, you're a legend, mate. You're a legend. Thanks for that. I really do appreciate it.
So, yeah, I'll give you one go vlogs and I'll shout you one on my TikTok because you're a passionate fan like me and we should do more of these podcasts eventually. So, I'll give you one go vlog. Good night, Doggies!
Yeah. You done it. How good.
Oh, good. Yeah. No, I appreciate the kind words there, Jason. You know, I watch your TikToks all the time. They're all pretty good, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And I'll get you on the podcast again during the year as well as CJ. You know, we try and get a lot of the lads on this year. We should be good in that as well.
Be a good year in the community.
It will definitely. All right. Well, I think this brings an end to the podcast. So I just want to say thanks again to Jason David and CJ Moxley for joining the podcast.
All right.
Really do appreciate.
Always a pleasure.
Really do appreciate you both taking the time out of your day to watch the show. Or join I should say instead. But yeah, thanks for joining, boys.
Thanks, mate. Have a good night. Thanks for having me on, and I can't wait for more podcasts in the future. And yeah, good talking to you as well, Jason. Go to Bulldogs was funny.
Yeah, hopefully this will be better for us. I'm hoping.
Oh,
Yeah,
should be
it
sure.
should be.
Come on, doggies. But anyway, that brings it into the podcast. Thanks for everyone that's been watching the show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll link CJ Moxley's YouTube channel in the comments, in the description.
Yep.
I mean, in the description
Appreciate that.
after this podcast ends, and I'll link Jason David's TikTok in the description down below since he doesn't have a YouTube channel. But everyone, that's it. Brings it into the Ankle Breaker podcast episode 12. See you next Monday for episode 13.
See you, lads. Have a good one.
You too.